Welcome to The Peak, where becoming your best self is our goal. I'm Ashley Russo. On this week's episode, how one day can make a difference. Exciting new cafes to try out. And St. Luke celebrates their 150th anniversary. All that and more coming up on The Peak. Nonprofits are continuously looking for a helping hand. See how United Way brought businesses and organizations together for a day of caring. United Way's Day of Caring is an amazing opportunity for our community to come out in droves to do the kind of work and help organizations across the region get stuff done that otherwise probably wouldn't happen.
The spirit of Day of Caring is fantastic. It's raining a little bit this morning, but that doesn't dampen anyone's energy. I mean, it's just really terrific. It's the 29th year of Day of Caring. There's hundreds today, but there's thousands of people that volunteer throughout the year.
They say it takes a community to help minister kindness to an environment, and that's what your organization is doing for us today.
We've got some painting projects going on next door. We've got some shelves being built downstairs and some organization. We're pretty much here to help wherever we can.
Day of Caring is a really special day for us, specifically at Central, because we get to see and work with basically our partners that help us run our school in a better way and a more efficient way. Without Day of Caring, we wouldn't have a lot of projects done that our teachers and our staff and our students benefit greatly from.
Day of Caring really fits into the DNA of who we are at City Center. It's really about giving back to the community that we've been lucky enough to be developing and becoming a part of.
It's easy to talk about all the great stuff that should happen, but I think everybody can make it happen.
We want our families to be able to come into something that feels happy, feels like home, feels welcoming.
It's just so incredible to see so many different organizations and individuals coming together to make a difference. PPL is proud to be part of this collective effort, and we are so grateful to the United Way and the Volunteer Center for putting it together and making it possible.
Crayola and United Way came today to help us to fix some of the things that have built up since the pandemic.
It is amazing just to see that we are not alone in the community that want to help, our neighborhood, our neighbors.
Day of Caring really mobilizes employers and people in the community to get involved and get around volunteerism, to demonstrate the importance of volunteerism in our community and to the agencies that provide so many of the important services and vital services in our community.
There's so much need out there, and people can go out into the community and help and be of service to others. And often they might not even know the difference in the impact they're making by something small, but it always makes an impact.
It matters to all of us. It matters to all families and all people. And if we can get together and donate our time, our talent, and our treasure, we can do so much, more really than we could ever imagine. Together, we can create positive change in our communities, and I'm so honored to be leading the way as this year's campaign co-chair for United Way. Now let's check in with Holly as she shows us some new cafes in our area.
Part of the fabric that makes up the Lehigh Valley are the small businesses we come back to time and time again. We love a good cafe, and thankfully, there are a few worth noting, like this one, that includes positivity and inclusivity in everything they do. Biddy & Beau's Cafe is more than just a place to grab a cup of coffee. It's an experience. This shop offers up delicious, freshly brewed coffee, pastries, and smiles for every customer who walks through the door. Their growing company employs people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, giving them the opportunity to find meaningful and gainful employment. You'll walk away with warmth in your drink and in your heart as you watch the staff take every order meticulously and pour each cup with care. If you're lucky, you may even be able to catch them breaking out in random song and dance. Plus, grab a mug or t-shirt and sport the Biddy & Beau's brand wherever you go. It's truly a feel-good shop in the heart of Bethlehem that's captured the attention of locals and tourists alike. Next, let's head to a spot near a college campus that gets an A+ for cuisine and customer service. This is Jay's Local. This is a place where the staff isn't afraid to switch things up every now and then. They figure it's one way to keep the students they draw from nearby colleges like Muhlenberg and their regulars coming back. Jay's is open 7 days a week, offering a comfortable and inviting cafe-style eatery, serving high-quality local fare at affordable prices. A stop here means grabbing a savory breakfast sandwich or a healthy snack, and then indulge in a local freeze, a blend of cold brew, vanilla ice cream, banana, and Nutella. Let that sink in for a second. Stop by year-round for seasonal favorites and new menu items to take advantage of. When it comes to freshness, our next cafe is simply outdoing themselves. Let's head to Z-Craft, where convenience and delicious dishes go hand in hand. Get the perfect cup of coffee and a fresh scone every time you visit Z-Craft at the Simon Silk Mill in Easton. Z-Craft serves organic, fair trade coffees, teas, fraps, and espressos, as well as tartines, grab-and-go salads, soups, and pastries. They also sell locally sourced provisions from local farmers and crafters. The cafe is inviting and decorated with pops of red pillows on their couches. It's a perfect setting to host a morning meeting or fuel up for the day. We should also mention they cater, but that's not all. Z-Craft even offers weekly meal delivery with a rotating menu featuring dishes like southwestern shrimp and braised pork. Lehigh Valley cafes add to the growing list of small businesses we love and ones we hope visitors patronize. They're perfect stops for a day of exploring the region, and we sure think you should. I'm Holly Harrer with Discover Lehigh Valley, and that was a peek at the valley.
Thanks, Holly. Nothing like a little Java to perk up your day. Up next, find out how to get your heart pumping with tips from St. Luke's. Stay tuned, you're watching The Peak. Looking for new ways to mix up your workout routine? How about pedaling your way into fitness? Check it out.
Hi, I'm John Graham, Senior Network Administrator for Fitness and Sports Performance at St. Luke's University Health Network. Today I'm here with our Group Exercise Coordinator, Haley Goldman, to introduce exercise tips related to cycling.
Thanks, John. I'm Haley Goldman, Group Fitness Coordinator here at St. Luke's Fitness and Sports Performance Center West End location. Today we're going to focus on cycling. Cycling provides a great cardiovascular workout. It allows us to lower our resting heart rate, improve our blood pressure, improve our cholesterol levels without impact to the joints, as long as we're properly set up on the bike. So I'd like you to stand alongside the bike and set that seat height, the saddle, to about the hip point. Once you're on the bike, the foot at the bottom of the stroke with a flat foot, the knee should be at about 85% of extension. This is going to help protect your joints. With the hands on the handlebars, the elbows are slightly bent, the chest is open, and the belly to the back with our hips back in the saddle. First, we're going to start just by moving the pedals in a smooth fashion. So we want the RPM or cadence to come up to about 80 to 85 RPM. We want to work on moving the pedals from our core, not from the feet. The more you are attached or connected to the pedal, the easier this becomes. Simulating a sprint, we can work with a high RPM. Simulating a climb, we can increase our tension and come out of the saddle, or sit and climb with a lower RPM. Last, we can go for endurance. We can take a steady state training and work in intervals of 2, 5, or up to 10 minutes. Changing the intensity, changing the work to rest ratio as you improve. Thank you for joining us today. Please try these tips the next time you're on a bike. See you next time on The Peak.
That looks fun, and best of all, no tire change needed. Recently, I sat down with AnnMarie Supinski from AM Lux to talk fashion and her love of the Lehigh Valley. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Season 5 of Unscripted with Russo. I'm AnnMarie Russo, and I'm excited to be joined today by AnnMarie Supinski, the founder and CEO of AM Luxe, the most amazing clothing store in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. AnnMarie, thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
When you came to that crossroads of teaching or, working sort of in fashion, what made that decision for you and what went into it?
What I quickly realized was my success came from my ability to teach, train, motivate, and inspire. So the things I learned in college from an education perspective and psychology were the things that at a pretty young age were helping me to be successful in the retail industry.
Bethlehem is such a destination for people, certainly with Historic Bethlehem, Music Fest. There are so many reasons people come to Bethlehem. Do people just happen to stop in? And if so, what's sort of the feedback that you get from them?
I have the clients who come every year to Music Fest and come to visit me. Now it's part of the Music Fest routine. I have a good amount of clients who will come from Doylestown, Stroudsburg. So say within like a 45-minute radius, and they spend hours with me in the store.
Tell me a little bit about what it is you love about the Lehigh Valley and why, you and your husband have decided to make this your home.
This is such a community that wants small business to be successful, and they want to support the success of business owners. And I have never in all my exposures been so supported by a community. I feel like it's home. So it's a great place to go to restaurants locally. One of my most favorite things is just to have dinner and drinks and just really spend time with friends and family. So I find myself often going to what I call home, which is Bethlehem. AnnMarie
Supinski, thank you so much for being my guest on Unscripted with Russo. Congratulations on all your success with AM Luxe. If you're listening out there, follow them, like them, and get into the store because it's pretty amazing and you will love it. And you'll know that part of your proceeds usually are going back to the community in some way as well. So AnnMarie, thanks for being with me.
Thank you.
All right, until next time. For the full interview, visit youtube.com/theptv. And don't forget to subscribe to Unscripted with Russo on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. St. Luke's University Health Network is celebrating their 150th anniversary. Let's learn about their journey from the very first patient in 1873 to the newest and latest technology that continues to save lives today.
The story of St. Luke's began 150 years ago. In the late 1800s, the Lehigh Valley was known as the cradle of the Industrial Revolution, housing a number of factories, railroads, and hardworking citizens.
We were the center of railroading, we were the center of iron and steel and other manufacturing, and also mining. It was geared to support the community, which was an industrial hub at that point in time.
With increased industry came an increased number of accidents and illnesses. The public outcry for a hospital convinced prominent Lehigh Valley leaders to fund the establishment of St. Luke's Hospital. Businessmen and faith leaders launched a drive to fund and build the hospital, which raised enough money to buy an unfinished double house in Bethlehem. St. Luke's Hospital accepted its first patient on October 17, 1873. The first hospital provided care for 8 patients at one time. By the late 19th century, the hospital became a general hospital that served more than men working in factories. St. Luke's provided this care in a building that would later become the Fountain Hill campus.
The hospital maintained a very, very pivotal role in being established at that point in time under the guidance of William Estes Sr. He trained in New York with people who had a European background, and he was able to bring most of the advances that he saw to the Lehigh Valley and further advance those particular things to make sure that they were in sync with what they should be.
In 1884, St. Luke's School of Nursing, the nation's oldest nursing school in continuous operation, was established. The Annie P. Lockhart Women's Pavilion, the Merritt A. Wilberg Children's Pavilion, and the Rebecca Mickley Thomas Operation Room Pavilion were all opened by 1903. St. Luke's continued its growth as Robert Sayer presented the William H. Chandler Memorial Biological and Pathology Laboratory in 1909. With the changing times, highways and interstates gave more access to the Lehigh Valley, but the leaders who stepped into the shoes of St. Luke's original founders rose to the challenge of the valley's growing population.
St. Luke's basically, as they would say, had good bones. Back in 1985, we were one hospital. There were a whole lot of different circumstances surrounding how you delivered health care. What's driven the change in a lot of cases is being able to be agile and change directions quickly.
Over its 150 years, St. Luke's mission has stayed true. President and CEO Richard A. Anderson continues to lead the way, having joined St. Luke's 37 years ago. Under his leadership, St. Luke's has grown into St. Luke's University Health Network and is home to the Lehigh Valley's only medical school in partnership with Temple University.
The Temple St. Luke's Medical School was an idea that was launched many years ago around the challenges of assuring that we would have sufficient physicians to care for our community. We decided to follow a model that we had done for years in nursing, and that was to educate and prepare our own nursing staff. We now do that with our medical staff, and it has been a great success.
As St. Luke's has reached 150 years, it has become a major provider of medical services in 11 counties and 2 states. As of 2022, St. Luke's was made up of 14 campuses, more than 300 outpatient facilities, 19 urgent care centers, and 50 physical therapy sites. Beyond the growth and expansion, St. Luke's has instilled a culture of family, care, and camaraderie. It has become a place for patients to receive high-quality, affordable care in an environment that is safe and comfortable.
All we want to do is take care of our patients, treat our employees well. The people around me are what really make the organization successful.
We're part of history. If you think about 150 years ago, this institution was created to care for the community. And here we are 150 years later doing the very same thing.
We know that excellence attracts excellence. People in the Lehigh Valley right now are very, very well served by St. Luke's Healthcare Network, and they will continue to be in the future.
St. Luke's University Health Network has transformed from one community hospital into a thriving, world-renowned healthcare network that's leading medicine into the future.
Joining me today is Robert Wax, Senior Vice President and General Counsel for St. Luke's. Robbie, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
St. Luke's, 150 years, what an amazing accomplishment. Why do you think St. Luke's has remained such a significant resource in this community for that long? It's truly amazing.
I think first and foremost, because of the tremendous talent we have on the medical staff. It all starts with the physicians, the rest of the care providers, the nurses, the technicians, the advanced practitioners, all working in concert for the benefit of the patients. So that's where it really begins. And I think as you look over the history, at least over the last 20 years, it's been a period of tremendous growth to respond to the needs of the community. So that's, at least during my tenure here, the 2 recipes for success.
You mentioned the needs of the community, and that is so integral to St. Luke's mission and vision. Talk to me a little bit about why that role of a hospital network working hand in hand with the community is so important to St. Luke's, and how that positively impacts its patient base.
We are effectively owned by the community, and our goal is to respond to the needs of the community. So we don't put up hospitals or medical office buildings just because we want to do so and we like to see signage or we like to see the St. Luke's footprint expand. It's because we look at the data and we look at the community needs assessments and we say, this is what's required. And that's really how we develop our growth strategy.
For all of that growth, you need practitioners, you need people, and St. Luke's has such a long history of education. Oldest continuously operating nursing school in the country, and then the Temple St. Luke's Medical School. Why is education so important? Because there's more than that. There's phlebotomy, there are, aids, all kinds of education that St. Luke's invests in. Why, and what role does that play in its continued success and growth?
We want to train people who are going to want to live and work here in the Valley and care for citizens in our Valley. So in a perfect situation, we're talking about somebody who comes to our medical school for a service that we need. Let's take primary care. Primary care has been a need for as long as I've been here. We're concerned with the average age of our primary care doctors. We want to make sure that we bring young talent into that field. Psychiatry, orthopedics, dermatology, neurology. There are so many different medical specialties, and we try and drive the recruits into our medical school into those fields.
It's so incredibly forward thinking about the people and the culture at St. Luke's, which you really hear a lot of positives about. And there's also a concentration at the same time on technology and staying on the forefront and on that sort of cutting edge of really big city medicine. Why has that been a strategy of St. Luke's, and how have you seen that play out to help in its growth and success over time?
Sure. Medicine is changing so rapidly that if you don't have people who are thinking at the forefront, we're really trying to be at the front tip of that spear, then you're going to be behind, and you're going to be providing care for people that isn't current. So you take oncology, for example. You can't provide the same care you were providing 5 or 10 years ago. You have to have a robust clinical trials platform. And on the IT platform, the same thing exists, whether it's the advanced electronic medical record systems, whether it's robotic surgery, whether it's some other type of technological advance like TAVR surgery in the cardiac realm. If you don't offer that service, you shouldn't be in that space. And we've always taken that position that we're going to be the best at what we do. And if we can't be the best at what we do, then we're not going to do it.
Well, I certainly think that has been a great recipe for success and will serve St. Luke's well for the next 150 years. So thank you so much, Robbie, for joining us.
Thank you.
St. Luke's growth is a true testament to their commitment to their patients inside and outside of the hospital walls. Happy anniversary, St. Luke's. I'm Ashley Russo. Thanks for watching. To learn more about anything from today's show, go to our website at thepeaktv.com. And remember, every day is an opportunity to be your best self. This is The Peak. Yeah, 50th anniversary. Thanks, Holly. Nothing like a little... Oh, hello. Portions of this program were paid for by St. Luke's University Health Network. The Peak TV is a production of ASR Media. To watch more of The Peak, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Instagram.
Hey, it's Katie. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for more videos.
To see more of The Peak TV, check out our website, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and catch us on WFMZ Channel 69.